This is Top Accolade African News. I am Abiodun Mohammed. Two soldiers have spent the night on a treetop in flood-devastated Malawi to avoid being swept away by the powerful currents of a river below them. The soldiers were on a mission to rescue flood survivors when their boat capsized, forcing them to swim until they reached a tree. Southern Malawi has been battered by Tropical Storm Freddy, with 225 people killed and 20,000 displaced. Rescuers have been using shovels to find survivors buried in mud. Malawi's main city, Blantyre, has been worst affected, with many people, including children, dying in landslides in the hilly city. Some homes have crumbled in floodwaters, while others have been entirely swept away. The government has declared a state of disaster in 10 districts that have been hardest hit by the storm. Victims of lead poisoning in Kenya's coastal city of Mombasa have gone on hunger strike, demanding the speedy conclusion of a case they filed against the government more than 3 years ago. The 3,000 residents of a slum in Mombasa were awarded $12 million in a landmark case against the government and a lead smelting factory, but the money has never been paid out after the government appealed against the judgment of the High Court. On Wednesday, the residents marched from their homes to the main square in the coastal town carrying placards and chanting anti-government slogans. They said they will continue their hunger strike until the Court of Appeal issues its final judgment on Friday. Recently sacked South Sudan Defense Minister was a victim of her own achievements. Her party, Sudan People's Liberation Movement in opposition, SPLMIO, has said Cabinet Affairs Minister Martin Elia Lumuro said President Salva Kiir sacked Angelina Teny so he could hire someone who could take orders unquestionably. The office of the first Vice President, Riek Machar, said it was Teny's commitment and consistent efforts that led to the graduation of the first batch of a unified army. President Kiir and Machar have had several disagreements that have threatened to derail a 2018 peace deal that ended a 5-year civil war, which killed hundreds of thousands and displaced millions. 2 of 4 journalists who were detained in January after a video appearing to show South Sudan president wetting his trousers at a public function have been released. The Union of Journalists of South Sudan, UJOSS, said in a statement that it welcomed the release of Victor Ladu and Mustafa Osman. In December last year, a video shared on social media appeared to show Kiir urinating on himself as the national anthem played at a function. 6 staff from the state broadcaster were later arrested, but 2 remain in detention. The arrest had been condemned by right groups including the Committee to Protect Journalists, CPJ. That is the size of Top Accolade African News. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy midweek.